All right, happy 4th of July, everyone. It is the Independence Day edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you've been enjoying your holiday today if you happen to have the day off. I hope you stayed cool, stayed hydrated. If you hit some of the parades earlier on today, you know it was just absolutely stifling, sweltering, oppressive out there. And I think this was, by at least a few degrees, the most uncomfortable weather we've had in a handful of years. I'll show you the heat index numbers in just a second, but 92 was the official high at the Youngstown Warren Airport today. That matches our warmest temperature that we've seen this year. It matches the warmest temperature that we've seen since the very hot summer of 2012. 2013 through this year, we haven't been warmer than 92. Our forecast called for some numbers higher than this, but we just can't seem to get that thermometer at the airport to be above 92 degrees. The 90 degree temperature count for the year is getting up there to about average now. This is our 8th 90 degree day of the season so far today. Our average in the season is about 8 to 9. And so we're right about at average now, and certainly more 90 degree days than we've seen since that very hot summer back in 2012. Let me actually grab the heat index numbers from earlier today. I apologize I didn't have that on standby or ready to go. Grab that graphic and load that up here. Here's a look at where the numbers were at the airport earlier on today. When we had sunshine and before the thunderstorms really got going, 102 at the airport this afternoon was the heat index. Now, I think the hottest heat index I've seen at the Youngstown Warren Airport so far this season was 97. I think that was yesterday. We outdid that by a handful of degrees today. It was just absolutely stifling out there this afternoon. Well, the story became thunderstorms in some places as we got into the evening. This is a 6-hour radar loop taking us back to about 1 o'clock. Thunderstorms were mostly focused out towards Portage County at first, and then they started to bubble up, particularly in Mahoning County, late in the afternoon. And let me stop the radar here. When we had the heaviest storm over Mahoning County, really from downtown on south down towards the Boardman area, south side of Youngstown just got slammed with this. And I was showing some camera images from our camera over 680 and South Avenue on the news earlier on. And let me actually grab that camera for you here so I can show you what was going on when I recorded this video at 7:07 p.m. The Department of Transportation's been coming through here and kind of blocking the roadways so that people can't drive through the standing water. Cars were going through this when it was a lot deeper than this, right around 6 o'clock or so. And that's a dangerous situation. I know when you get off this ramp and merge onto 680 that you may be all of a sudden, you may be thrown off by the fact, oh, there's water there all of a sudden. But instead of merging onto the non-covered parts of the road, people were just plowing through this, and that's a recipe for some problems. So, we always say never drive through standing water. You don't know how deep it was, and it was really deep there earlier on today. All right, let's talk about how much rain actually fell out of this. These are some Doppler radar estimates across Mahoning County from earlier on. About an inch was fairly common, I think, from the south side of Youngstown down into parts of the Boardman, Struthers area as well. On our roof here at WFMJ, we picked up a little more than a half an inch, but we were just north of where the heaviest of the rain was earlier on. The scattered downpours that we still have out there early this evening are mostly in western PA, and these are going to fade away. Now, if the sky is clear enough this evening, probably still have some debris clouds for a time, but a lot of us are going to be looking up anyway because the fireworks display is later on. But it's a good time to check out a couple of bright planets. In the southern sky, it's Jupiter. And then lower in the western sky, that is Venus. Again, clouds might get in your way, but a good opportunity to check out those planets. All right, our fireworks forecast for this evening, stifling out there. Now, it's not as hot as it was earlier, of course, but still 80 degrees at 9:30 or 10 in the evening is pretty steamy. And just not much of a breeze at all, generally 5 miles per hour or less out of the northeast. And it's going to be one of those evenings where I suspect a lot of the smoke from the fireworks will kind of get trapped a little bit by an inversion. During the day, the strong sun really mixes up the atmosphere quite a bit, but as we lose the heating of the day, a lot of times in the summer, an inversion sets up, and that basically means that the temperatures aloft are warmer than the temperatures down near the ground, and that creates kind of a lid in the atmosphere. And so as the smoke and pollutants start rising from the fireworks, they kind of get trapped by that inversion and kind of linger. So it may be kind of hazy around downtown Youngstown later on this evening and anywhere else where fireworks are being displayed later on this Wednesday evening. All right, tomorrow it's going to be an unsettled day. Now, the thunderstorms might initiate, I should say, a little bit earlier than the last couple of days. We might even see some pop-ups starting in the morning tomorrow, and we'll be fair game to see a shower and thunderstorm at just about any point tomorrow before our cold front arrives tomorrow night and first thing Friday morning. And the Storm Prediction Center does have us in the low-end risk of severe weather tomorrow. There is an outside possibility of some damaging wind gusts, and I think there's an elevated risk of flooding, localized flooding concerns. The atmosphere is going to be really juicy tomorrow, not only down here at the ground, but up through the atmosphere a couple of thousand feet. A lot of moisture to wring out, and there's probably still not a lot of wind to steer these things along tomorrow, more than yesterday and today, but still not a ton. So these could be kind of slow moving and dump a lot of rain over a short period of time. So we'll have to be weather aware tomorrow. But then the payoff. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how much nicer it's going to be by Friday afternoon and Friday evening. A fresh air mass, great sleeping weather Friday night, again Saturday night, and wall-to-wall sunshine in the forecast for the upcoming weekend. Look at the dew points crash. This is a sight to behold. We're talking dew points probably dropping into the 40s at times Saturday afternoon, a good 25 degrees lower than they are right now. So that's just going to be fantastic. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a picture-perfect summer weekend coming up Saturday and Sunday. All right, coming up later this evening, I'll be doing a Facebook Live probably on the Storm Tracker Facebook page of the downtown fireworks. I'll have a little music to go along with that. So if you can't get downtown to watch the fireworks, you can watch them on the Storm Tracker 21 Facebook page. Otherwise, I'll have an update on your forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. And once again, everyone, happy 4th of July.